Have you ever cried out to God and felt like heaven stayed silent? Have you ever waited and waited, watching the seconds turn into hours, hours into days, and days into what feels like never-ending years, wondering if God forgot about you? Let me tell you this, God's timing is perfect even when it hurts. And sometimes it hurts deeply. But that pain isn't without purpose. That delay isn't without design. And that silence, it's not absence, it's strategy. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. You're not being ignored. You're being positioned. God is not late, he's on time. But his clock doesn't tick the way ours does. He doesn't rush the process. He doesn't bow to deadlines. He isn't anxious about time like we are. He is time. He holds it in his hands like water, shaping it to fulfill his will. And even when it feels like the night will never break, into morning he's already working behind the scenes, moving the pieces, breaking the chains, opening the doors. But waiting hurts. Oh, how it hurts. Waiting tests your faith, your strength, your belief, your very identity. And in that hurt, the enemy whispers lies. God forgot you. You missed your chance. You'll never recover. This delay means denial. But the devil is a liar. God has not forgotten you. God is not finished with you. And this delay does not mean denial, it means development. It means pruning. It means refining. It means God is preparing something greater than you can imagine. Think about Joseph. God gave him a dream, one of greatness, of purpose, of royalty. But before the crown came the pit. Before the promotion came the prison. Before the palace came betrayal, abandonment, and pain. If Joseph had received the dream right away, he would have ruined it. He wasn't ready. And maybe, just maybe, you're not being punished by delay, you're being protected by it. You're not forgotten, you're being forged into something unstoppable. David was anointed king but returned to the sheepfold. Years passed before the crown touched his head. Why? Because God's timing is perfect even when it hurts. Even when the spear is flying at you like Saul threw it at David, even when the wilderness feels aimless, even when you're hiding in caves and questioning your calling. That in-between place, that painful pause, that sacred delays, where God forms kings, not just anoints them. You see, if God gave you what you asked for too soon, you might misuse it, mishandle it, or be destroyed by it. The delay is divine. The waiting is wrapped in wisdom. God is working even when you don't feel it. He's not cruel. He's a good father. And a good father doesn't give a child the keys to a car when they're too young to drive. He waits, he teaches, he grows them up. And listen, just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Your not yet is not a no. It's a hold on, I'm doing something bigger than what you asked. God is not just preparing the blessing for you, he's preparing you for the blessing. Think about Lazarus. Jesus didn't come when they first called him. Lazarus died. The people wept. Mary and Martha were broken. But Jesus told them, this sickness will not end in death. Not end in death. It might pass through death. It might look like death. But it won't end there. And in that story, when Jesus finally showed up 4 days late, he wasn't late. He was right on time to reveal his resurrection power in a way they never could have seen otherwise. Sometimes God waits so that when the miracle comes, only he gets the glory. So, I don't know what you're waiting on. A healing, a job, a spouse, a breakthrough in your family, a long-awaited promise. I don't know what's aching in your heart today. But I do know this, God sees it. God knows it. And God is moving even when you can't see it. You might be in the waiting room of heaven, but your name is still on the list. Your number is still coming. Your turn is still scheduled. Don't give up in the waiting. The enemy wants to wear you out before your moment comes. He wants you to forfeit the promise 5 minutes before it manifests. He wants you to believe that nothing is happening when everything is shifting in the spirit. Listen to me, just because there's silence doesn't mean there's inactivity. God works in the dark. He forms life in the womb, in the secret place. The seed grows underground where no one sees. The miracle is hidden until it bursts forth in due season. Due season. That's the key. Not your season. Not their season. Due season. And when your season is due, nothing can stop it. Not hell, not delay, not disappointment, not even you. God is that sovereign, that faithful, that intentional. So while you're waiting, don't waste it. Worship while you wait. Praise while you wait. Prepare while you wait. There's power in waiting while. There's strength in trusting God's timeline over your own. He knows the end from the beginning. He sees what's around the corner. And he is not just the God of suddenlies, he's the God of slow, steady, sovereign breakthroughs. Sometimes we want the Red Sea to split immediately. But God is parting it one step at a time. Sometimes we want the walls of Jericho to fall now. But God says, march 7 days. Shout when I say shout. His method may not make sense, but his outcome always brings glory. Don't curse the season you're in. Don't despise the delay. This is the training ground for what's coming. This is the stretching before the sending. This is the crushing that produces the awe. It hurts, but it's holy. It aches, but it's anointed. You are being made, molded, matured. You are not stuck, you are being strategically stationed for a time such as this. And hear this, when God finally opens that door, you'll understand why every other door had to stay shut. When he brings the right relationship, you'll thank him for every heartbreak. When he gives you that opportunity, you'll rejoice for every rejection. The delay is part of the destiny. The pain is part of the preparation. The silence is part of the shaping. If you only received everything the moment you prayed, you'd never know what it means to trust God. You'd never develop roots. You'd never learn how to cling to him in the fire. It's in the waiting that we find depth. It's in the pain that we find purpose. It's in the tears that we find true worship. So, hold on. Don't lose faith. Don't walk away from the promise just because it's taking time. God is not finished. Your story is still being written. Your breakthrough is still in motion. He's aligning people, places, and timing. You don't see it yet, but one day you'll look back and say, now I understand why I had to wait. Now I see why it didn't work out back then. Now I know why it hurt. Because you'll see it, the full picture, the masterpiece, the divine orchestration of events that only God could have pulled off. And you'll bow your head, tears in your eyes, and say, God, your timing really was perfect, even when it hurt.